let's talk about money. And I know, in the QA community, we like to talk about quality, about passion, about the user experience, and talking about money is seen as a bit taboo, as kind of a dirty thing to mention. But if you are serious about your career in 2026, ignoring the financial reality of it all is a little dangerous because the harsh truth is the middle ground of testing is disappearing. Either you are falling behind or you are advancing ahead. And the financial gap between the manual testers and automated testing it is not so much existing as widening every day. And today, I want to break down the economics of this career path. Not to brag, not to make you feel bad about anything, but to make you understand the return of investment when you are learning test automation. I'm Casper. Welcome to Testeroni, where I help QA engineers become test automation engineers one slice at a time. So why is the gap happening? Is it fair? Maybe not, but the market does not care about fairness. All it cares about is supply and demand. As a result, as a manual tester, you are in a pretty tough spot because you have boot camps which are pumping out new testers every day. You have the AI agents which are able of doing simple regressions nowadays. You have a low barrier to entry, and you have the offshore teams which can do a lot of the most basic clicky stuff for the fraction of the price. In economic terms, manual testing has become a commodity, and commodities compete on price, which means that your salary has a hard ceiling, and it means that at some point it just stops growing. Now, let's look at automation. Automation is not just testing faster, it is building an asset. It is when you build a framework, you are building an asset to the company which can run even when you are sleeping. So you are building leverage. And so you are not paid for the time you are spending on the job anymore so much. You are paid for the leverage that you are building for the company, which will be there whether you are there or not. So think about it. If a manual tester works for 1 hour, they create a 1 hour testing window. So the value growth is linear, but for automated testing, that value growth is exponential because within 1 hour, an automation engineer can create a test case, which, of course, with some maintenance probably, will be run thousands of times over the next 3 years. So it makes sense that the value the company perceives in that is kind of larger than for the manual one. This is why companies tend to pay automation engineers 50 or 100% more than manual testers. They are not doing that out of the kindness of the heart. They are not doing it as a gratitude for you broadening your skill set. They are doing that because you are bringing them scale. So let's do the math. Learning to code is painful. I know, it will take you a couple of months, let's say 6 months of learning, of frustrating, painful evenings during which you will want to quit and throw your computer out of the window. But let's now do the math. Let's say that this brings you a $20,000-$30,000 raise over a year, and that is conservative for some markets. So over a 10-year career, that is a $300,000, give or take. So the question you should be asking yourself is it hard to learn Python? It should be, is it worth it for me to endure this kind of painful process for 6 months in order to get a $300,000 return of investment over the next 10 years? And then this question becomes more of a no-brainer, right? So when you look at it this way, it simply becomes the best investment you can do during your lifetime. It's better than crypto, than ETFs, than stocks, than anything, because frankly, not many things can bring you this kind of return. And now a very important disclaimer. Should you do it only for the money? No, you shouldn't, because however much they decide to pay you, if you hate the engineering process, if you hate the problem solving, if you hate everything that is tied to automation, you will burn out in like 6 months, however much they decide to pay you. Because you need to find some joy in the engineering process itself. But money is a very nice byproduct, and especially since it's a byproduct of you becoming competent. So if you can do that and at the same time become freer due to the money, then why not? So if you currently feel stuck in manual testing and pondering whether it's actually valuable to open up the IDE and to learn to code, then yes, the math says yes. And the good news is that on this channel, I already have a playlist of testing fundamentals and a playlist of locators demystified, which will bring you a lot of this knowledge for free. So please go and take a look at those. They will be linked also in the description. Remember to like and subscribe to the channel not to miss the next videos, and don't leave the money on the table. And while you do that, remember to keep on rocking.